I'm an independent hearing examiner. One of the things that that's important to me during these hearings is for them to be as amicable as possible. Please refrain from yelling at me, yelling at each other. It's not going to make the case any stronger. Please don't do it. The formal rules of evidence don't apply in these hearings, which functionally just means that hearsay can come in. There's layers of hearsay. Like, it's ultimately going to go towards weight, not necessarily admissibility. Prior to forgetting, anyone who's going to be testifying, please stand and raise your right hand. Okay. Do you hereby swear or affirm that you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. All right. Seeing that a lot of people have been sworn in. The way that the proceedings will go is that the city will present first their case. After the city has an opportunity to present, then the appellant will have an opportunity, or the property owner will have an opportunity to present their case. There's already been documents that have been submitted to me. The documents will be part of the administrative record. Any additional documents that are provided will also be part of the record. Okay, so let's move forward. Please proceed.
I'm the attorney for the appellant.
Okay.
So, real quick question, because before we start the actual substantive proceedings, I need to make sure, I'm going to make an objection on the record. I don't want to have a waiver if I have to go to court. So I'm going to make an objection under Haas versus County of San Bernardino and the 14th Amendment Due Process Clause. I'm assuming you're an outside hearing officer, is that correct?
Yes.
And you were picked by the city to be the hearing officer?
I'm the hearing officer for the city.
I can't hear you.
I said I am the hearing officer for the city through RFP process. So not just for this. Wasn't picked for this case.
But are you an employee of the city?
No.
Okay, so you are somebody who works on a contract basis with the city?
Yes.
And that's for paid, and you do that other jobs for the city too, other hearings?
Other hearings, yes.
And you're paid for that?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm making an objection. I think the law is extremely clear, especially it's a California Supreme Court case, but it's based on the 14th Amendment Due Process Clause. An outside hearing officer unilaterally picked by a governmental agency, that was the Haas case in the California Supreme Court, who's paid on a contract basis for future work, or has steady work with the city, that violates the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution. The reason being...
Okay, we can look up the case. So why don't...
I understand, but I got to make the record.
But you don't have to describe the case. The record is already established. So you're objecting. That your objection is noted.
I'm objecting and asking you to recuse yourself and that we be involved in getting an independent hearing officer.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the objection. This is the procedure that the city has established, so we will move forward with the hearing. So the procedure that I discussed will move forward with that. Okay? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Testing. Okay. And just for the record, I believe the case that counsel was talking about concerned ad hoc hearings, not hearing officers that are hired to do hearings regardless of whether they rule for or against the public agency, which is what I believe your capacity is.
Yes.
So with that, city calls Officer Giordano. All right, Officer Giordano, can you please state your name and employment for the record, please?
Americo Giordano.
And what is your profession?
My
Can you do me a
profession
favor?
is a code enforcement officer 2 for the city of Hemet.
Can you spell your name for the record?
My first name, Merico. Last name Giordano, Giordano.
Okay.
What are your duties as a code compliance officer?
Code compliance, my duties consist of receiving complaints from residents, anywhere from property maintenance issues, illegal construction, homeless, basically covers the homeless, property maintenance issues, tenant, landlord disputes of not fixing the inside of their homes.
And although you are not a building inspector, do you have any training or credentials in that capacity?
Yes, I do. I have my building certificate.
And what does that mean?
I'm able to be a building technician or inspector.
Are you familiar with the property located at 1120 East Florida Avenue?
Yes, I am.
And is the Ramona Motel located at that address?
Yes, it is.
How are you familiar with the property?
On March 27th at 6:15 a.m., I was called out by Hemet Fire Department for a fire that that had occurred at that facility.
And what did you do?
When I arrived, I observed that the street was blocked off eastbound, so I parked in the middle divider. I made contact with Chief Efren Vargas, the battalion chief that was on charge of that fire. He explained that the fire had occurred in Unit 17 and that the firefighters were still mopping up in that unit. So at that time, I made contact with Jay, which identified himself as Jay. He was the operator of the hotel. I spoke to him, I got his phone number, and I continued to assess the situation, walking by the units. There was a lot of broken windows, doors, at which time the firefighters were searching that side of the west side of the hotel to make sure that the fire was out.
Can you please describe the scene to us? What does the hotel look like, and what does the fire damage look like?
The way the hotel is laid out is like a horseshoe with one entrance going in, and it's like a horseshoe. You have one side on the west side, one side on the east side of rooms, sets of rooms.
And which side had the fire damage?
The west side.
And you said it's a horseshoe shape. What's in the middle?
It's like a planter area, a grass area.
Is there also a parking lot in the middle?
Yeah, there is parking lot. When I arrived, they had one fire unit directly in front of Unit 17 was the major cause of the fire. So the one fire engine inside, and the battalion chief's vehicle.
So from the parking lot, you could see firefighters are still at work?
Yes, yes.
Could you see any fire or smoke?
Just a little bit of smoke where they were mopping up in Unit 17.
And were the firefighters still watering anything or doing anything?
They were pulling down some ceilings in different rooms and checking the attic, yes.
And why would they do that?
They wanted to make sure that the fire didn't get into the attic and travel east or west. There was no smoldering or anything like that, because they want to make sure the fire is completely out. If they leave and it reignites, it'll cause more damage.
So did you conduct an inspection while you were there?
I did look in Unit 17. I did walk through and checked the doorways of each unit and looked at the damage of the ceiling and how much water was on the ground.
And what was the condition of these units?
Some of them had the ceilings pulled down. Some of them had a lot of water damage inside.
Did you see any evidence of fire or smoke damage?
Yes, I did.
Can you describe that?
There was smoke damage throughout some of the units. The ceilings were pulled down. The walls were pulled up, pulled apart so the fire department can look in the walls. They use it looks almost like a big poker, and they'll pull the walls apart and the ceilings apart to look inside. There's a picture of Unit 17, the major fire damage one.
And, well, let's now turn to Exhibit D, which are the photos. So can you please describe what we're looking at here?
The top photo is the major damage of the Unit 17.
All right, are you able to scroll? Keep scrolling. All right, can you describe what we're seeing here?
This is the the front of the Unit 17. You can see the fire department did cut the roof open to get into the attic space. There was no more door on Unit 17. It had been destroyed by the fire. And also to the right, you can see where the fire burnt so hot that it started burning the main support beam to the right.
Next photo. Next photo. And what are we seeing here?
Okay, this is where one of the units, the firefighters pulled down the ceiling to make sure there was no smoke or any more fire. There was no fire in that unit ceiling. They were just checking the attic space and making sure there was no fire in the attic space. And then the above picture is where they had no faceplate on the receptacle outlet.
And
If you go back,
go back. Back. Okay, so here, what are we looking at?
this is one of the temporary postings, but the second photo is where they took their fire tool and opened up some of the ceiling to look in, and also one of the other photos is burnt electrical in one of the ceilings.
Now, looking at the top photo, it appears to be a red sign that says "Do not enter, unsafe to occupy."
Yeah,
what is that?
That is a paperwork that I filled out to let the property owner know if there was a tenant or not in that unit, that they could not go in there at the time. It was unsafe to occupy.
And what led you to post this red tag?
What does it mean?
What led you to post these red tags?
Due to the fire and the smoke damage and the damage to the attic, how these units are connected, there's joint electrical going through the attic. So once unit 17 burned, it burned all the electrical joining all the other units on that west side. And also the thousands of gallons of water poured into that unit and into the attic to make sure to protect all other units. I mean, you have water damage everywhere.
So fire, water, and smoke damage.
Yes.
Okay. And were these temporary red tags?
They are temporary at the time until the building official signs the official one.
And just to be clear, the Hemet Municipal Code allows city staff to issue these temporary red tags.
Yes.
And were there any issues with the utilities at this hotel?
At the time when I arrived and when I had Officer Griffiths meet me there when she came on duty, we made sure everything was posted, photographs taken. At that time, I asked her if she was okay, and I could clear the scene and go back home. I guess when I got home, I did call Erica and ask her if everything was still okay there, and she said there was the gas company had found a gas leak below the gas meter.
Okay, so just based on everything you saw that day of the fire, did you believe that these units were uninhabitable?
Yes.
And did you believe that this property was dangerous or had dangerous conditions?
Yes, the west side units, because of the fire and the damage to the electrical in the attic that connects them all together, yes, and the water damage.
And did you believe these dangers were immediate?
Yes.
Okay. On March 30th, 2026, did you return to the property for another inspection?
Yes, I did.
And why did you return on that date?
That was Monday when I came back to work. The building official, Javier Nolasco, there was actually 2 fires over the weekend. He asked me if I would transport him out to these fires to take a look. At the time, his vehicle was not operating properly.
Fires at different places, correct?
A different fire than this one.
Okay. And then, so you and Mr. Nolasco came back to this
Yes,
hotel?
sir, I did. Yes,
All
sir,
right,
I
and,
did.
and did you meet anyone working for the motel?
Yes, I made contact with a male subject to identify himself as the maintenance man, and at that time was watching the property, acting as the security, watching the property, make sure the homeless didn't break into the property.
Did he claim to work for the motel?
Yes, he did.
And did he also mention that he, I guess, provided some sort of security services?
Yes, he was watching the facility, make sure no one broke into the units.
Did he have keys or access to the rooms in motels?
Yes, he did. He had a key to the facility.
And did he allow you access to the motel?
Yes, he never denied me or Mr. Nolasco entry.
Did he accompany you during the inspection?
Some point, yes, he did follow us around.
All right. Was there anything about this person to suggest that he did not have authority over this premise?
No, he did not deny it.
All right. So what did you see during this inspection?
What led us to this inspection?
Well, what did you see during this
During
inspection?
this inspection, we observed the repair to the gas meter, below the gas meter. And at that time, the building official, Javier, pointed out that the clearance between the tankless water heater and the gas meter wasn't correct. And he also pointed out to me, and I didn't notice it until he pointed it out, that there was a gas line that went up the wall, over the roof, and across the parking structure onto the east side, feeding the east side units. This is the gas line.
So,
Here's the repair to the gas meter.
so the photo, so the top photo, what are we looking at there?
The top photo, we're looking at a gas line, a galvanized gas line. You can see that it's kind of painted white, and you can see that the elbow is rusting. It goes around.
So let's, is this configuration normal?
No, it's not. A
And-
gas line is usually black PVC, but it's usually black PVC, not galvanized steel.
And typically, gas lines are protected in some way, yes?
Yes, they are protected from the elements.
But is this protected from the elements?
No, it's not, sir.
And is this actually, where is this roughly in the motel? Is it the entrance?
The entrance,
So this gas pipe, so the entrance, is there a beam
Yes.
atop the entrance?
yes. There are
And-
several beams.
And does this gas line run across the beam?
Yes,
And is it connected to both halves of the motel?
yes.
Is this gas line galvanized?
Yes, it is.
And is there any particular danger to having an exposed galvanized gas line?
Yes, there is. Galvanized steel rusts, and when it rusts, it disintegrates.
And what would happen if it did that?
It will cause a gas leak.
And could that also lead to a fire?
Yes. If
And-
there is an ignition source.
You also mentioned earlier that this gas line had, I guess, run over the building itself?
Yes, it ran across the parking, below the parking carport area onto the other east end roof. And then I think there's another photo of it going up and across.
So this galvanized gas line was on the east end, which was not the fire damage side, correct?
Yes,
But it was in the exterior, essentially hugging the building.
yes,
And you believe that is a dangerous condition, yes?
at the time, the building official made that call.
And did you agree with that?
After him pointing it out, yes,
Now, you also mentioned the gas meter was repaired, but did the owner have to take any other steps to get that gas turned back on?
with any repair to a gas line, you have to have a permit from the city, and it has to be pressurized and tested by the building department.
So a property owner can't just tell you the gas meter's okay and leave it at that.
And he has to show us documentation from a certified plumber has done it.
So in addition to fixing it, he also has to get an inspection from the city. Okay. What else did you see that day?
As I was following Javier around the buildings, we saw other the gas lines coming down and running alongside of the buildings. Keep going.
Apologies, we have a lot of photos. Okay, what are we seeing here?
The top photo is the electrical room.
And is there anything notable about this electrical room?
Say that one more time.
Is there anything notable about this photo?
No, you have to have a minimum clearance distance between the electrical panel and any other objects, which you could see that the minimal distance is not, you have water lines right in front of the electrical panels there.
And why is that a concern?
Well, it could be dangerous because they're water lines, water and electricity don't mix.
And could that, if they did mix, could that lead to a fire?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So what was your overall assessment following this inspection?
Well, at that time, after the building official looked at it, he declared that the east side of the building was also unsafe. He ordered me to pull the utilities on the right side of the building, or the east side of the building.
So by this point in the case, both sides of the motel had dangerous conditions.
Yes.
And are you familiar with Exhibit A, the notice of substandard building? I don't think we have it up.
Yes.
And do these notices accurately reflect your understanding of the conditions at the motel?
Yes.
Okay.
But I did not draw all up those notices. Officer Griffiths did.
Yes, but you agree with the contents?
Yes, I do.
Now, even though this property, both halves have issues, and did you indicate there were red tags on the other side as well?
Yes, they were.
Okay. Even with the red tag, could the property owner still enter the property to make repairs?
The property owner did come in and pull a special housing inspection, and that gives him the authority to go in and do repairs or, maintenance issues.
Did he actually follow through with that?
He did pull a special housing inspection or investigation permit. I don't know if he's called for an inspection yet.
Okay, but as far as you know, there have been no repairs.
Not at this time.
Okay, that's it for me.
Quick question. Did you, with the gas line, did you check to see whether or not the gas lines were permitted?
Well, at this time, the code does not allow for galvanized line to be ran over a building.
So does that mean that it's not permitted?
It's not permitted.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe I'll do it from here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, sure. Good morning. You want me to, is that easier for you? Okay. We just heard from the hearing officer, he asked you whether the gas line is permitted. You say now it is not permitted?
Well, I was following the lead of the building official, and the way the gas line is does not meet today's codes.
I understand today's code, but how long has that gas line been there?
I don't know.
Would it be fair to say it's more than 5 years?
I could not put a definite year on it.
Have you ever seen that gas line before this fire?
No.
So do you know if that gas line was permitted prior to the adoption of the present code?
No, I don't know.
So,
But that would be a question for the building department.
Okay. And if it was permitted, did you check city records to see if it was permitted?
I think the building department did, but
And-
I'm not sure that would be a question for the building department.
Do you know what the building department found if they checked it? Were there any discussions?
I wouldn't know that.
Okay. Were you the individual who closed the units at the motel at the time of the fire, after the fire?
On the east side, I was involved with that fire that I was called out on early in the morning.
So the fire was on the west side or the east side?
East side, sir.
And which,
Oh, west side, I'm sorry.
west side? And so which units did you close?
Post. I posted unit 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 29, 21.
And were those units on the west side?
Yes, sir.
What about on the east side?
After I had left the scene and left Officer Griffith in charge, that's when the gas leak was detected, and she posted the east side.
Okay, and how much of a time lapse was there?
I did get home, I'd say after getting home, I called her roughly 30 minutes later to ask her if she was okay, and that's when she told me about the gas leak.
And she came down after you called her?
No, she was there the whole time.
And did you see her close who was the individual? What is the name of the individual who closed the east side?
Well, the east side was already posted due to the lack of gas, the gas leak, when the gas was shut off.
Okay, so did you see the units on the east side being closed?
No, I did not.
Okay. And I'm assuming because the fire, you didn't have a warrant, an administrative warrant to close the motel as a whole, is that correct?
For the fire damage?
For the motel as a whole, I'm talking about the east side.
No, I did not make that call. The building official made that call.
But you've never seen an administrative warrant signed by a judge of the Superior Court
No,
closing the motel down as a whole?
no.
And who made the call to close the west side? Was that you?
The fire side?
Yes.
Yes, I posted those.
And I understand it was a fire, but you didn't have a court order for that, is that correct?
No, I did not.
And do you know if there's a court order now to keep the motel closed as a whole?
I do not know.
You've never seen a warrant, is that correct? Has the building official, would that be Erica Griffith, is that?
Building official is Javier Nolasco.
Has Javier Norosco ever told you he obtained a court order to keep the motel, to close the motel as a whole?
No.
Has he ever told you that he has a court order now to keep the motel closed?
No,
Okay. And do you know if there were tenants on the east side after the fire still staying at the units before it was closed?
I know there was some tenants on the west side through the fire. I don't know if the owner or operator moved them to the east side for shelter. I think maybe he did, but I wasn't there after the gas leak.
And you don't know if there was a warrant to move out the tenants from the east side?
No.
Okay. And to this day, you have no knowledge, correct?
Of a warrant? No.
Okay. And how old of a motel is this?
I did not look up that factual fact of how old the motel is.
And what would it take now? I mean, did you have any discussion with any contractor regarding reopening the motel?
Have I had?
Yeah.
No, you would have to, that would be the building departments if they had any contact with the contractor.
Did you have any discussion with any gas company regarding the gas leak?
No, I made a call to the gas company when I was ordered by Javier to pull the gas again, but I got no response from the gas company. I did leave a message.
So you don't know if the gas leak was considered to be a minor leak by the gas
No,
company?
I do not know that, if it was minor or large. I don't know.
And you don't know if it was fixed immediately after the motel was closed?
No, I do not know that.
Okay. And once again, the gas line that you're talking about, you don't know if it's been there for years or only a short period of time?
No, I do not know.
Okay. I have nothing further.
Redirect?
Yes, please.
All right, Officer Giordano, whether a gas leak is minor or large, it is dangerous after a fire, yes?
Yes,
And could even a minor gas leak lead to another fire?
yes,
And as to the external gas line, whether or not any code ever allowed it, is it dangerous the way it is right now?
yes.
And in your experience, are dangerous conditions ever legal?
No, they're not legal.
And again, as to the gas meter or gas leak repairs, again, the city would have to conduct an inspection to confirm that repairs were done correctly, yes?
Yes.
All right, nothing further.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Our city calls Erica Griffiths next. Officer Griffiths, can you please state your name and occupation for the record?
Erica Griffiths,
Can you-
ERIKA-GRIFFITHS. I'm a code enforcement officer too.
And what are your duties and experience as a code compliance officer?
I educate and enforce aspects of our Hemet Municipal Code, which also involves some of the building and housing codes as well.
Are you familiar with the property located at 1120 East Florida Avenue?
Yes, I am.
And is that where the Ramona Motel is located?
Yes, it is.
On March 27, 2026, were you present at the property?
Yes, I was.
Why?
I received a phone call from Officer Giordano on my way into work that there had occurred a structure fire at the motel, and he was requesting my assistance. He's the on-call officer. So immediately upon arrival to City Hall, I geared up and headed straight over to the motel.
And what did you do once you got there?
I parked in the vacant lot at the corner and made my way through to the entranceway, met with Officer Giordano. Fire department was still on scene, mopping up at the time. And what we did is we conducted quick inspection so I could photograph, and we posted each of the units on the west side with a temporary red tag.
So let's go back a little bit. Can you please describe the scene a little more? Would you suggest it was an active situation?
It was still an active scene. The fire was out when I had arrived. They were mopping up. There was fire staff still present as they were waiting to conduct an arson investigation. So they were there for some time. They did go ahead, fire department used some yellow caution tape and taped off the area.
And what did the building look like, the fire damage? Can you describe it?
You could see visible fire damage, more or less kind of in the center of the west side. Lots of broken windows. You could see a lot of fire and smoke damage. The door was off of 17. Water everywhere, all in the parking lot, in the units. It was still there was people meandering about. Some of the guests were still present, kind of just waiting to see what was going to happen.
So let's look at Exhibit D, the photos. Can you please describe what we're looking at here?
That looks like Unit 17, where the majority of where the fire originated from. It's got severe damage, obviously, to the interior. The exterior, there's no longer a door, and the window's completely missing on it. There's a lot of debris inside and out.
And during your time there, did you speak to any motel staff?
I spoke with the operator, Jay. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, Naik, N-A-I-K.
And what did you two discuss?
I was very thorough in discussing with him what my role was there to do, which was to photograph and document the damage, and also that I was going to be red tagging the west side, which is the side that had the fire and the smoke damage.
Did you indicate to him that you needed to conduct an inspection of the units?
Yes, I let him know that I needed to take a look at each one and photograph it, and that they would be temporarily red tagged.
And what did he say in response?
He said, okay.
He didn't say no.
He did not say no.
And after you conducted your inspection, did you go over the results with Jay or Mr. Nike?
Yes, I let him know that, that those units were going to be red tagged and what was needed with a special housing inspection permit to have the building inspector come out to assess it further and give him a list of exactly what needs to be done so they make sure that their permit is complete when they're ready to rebuild. Also mentioned to him that each of those units had to be secured against access. If there were broken windows or doors, they could be temporarily boarded up. If there was a window or door that was still intact and able to be locked, they could just close and lock those doors.
You also mentioned that, I guess, occupants were present. Were these people occupants of the west side of the motel?
There were occupants of the west side. They had kind of relocated over to the east side and were just kind of hanging out on the walkways on the east side.
Did any of them indicated they wanted to return to their rooms on the west side?
There were some that wanted to get access, including the maintenance man who lived on property, who was further in the corner. His unit was in the corner.
And just in general, can you please describe the condition of the west side units?
There were units that had fire damage. There were other units that had holes in their ceilings where the firefighters had to rip into the ceilings to check for additional damages or if the fire had traveled. There's a lot of broken windows. The walkway, particularly outside of 17, was heavily charred and was sagging. The beam was sagging.
What is this beam that was sagging?
It was one of the support beams for the overhang of the walkway out in front of 17.
Would you characterize that as structural damage?
Yes,
And could that beam fall down without any repairs?
it's possible.
Did you discover any issues with the utilities?
While we were there, the gas department technician was speaking to Jay, and I was there as well. And he had mentioned that he was unable to shut the gas off completely due to leak or leaks. And he deemed that to be a hazardous situation. He was unable to isolate the west side because of those leaks. So he ended up having to just shut the meter off to the entire property, which affected the east and the north sides as well.
How did it affect the other units?
Without gas service, they would not have hot running water in their rooms.
And would those rooms be habitable without hot running water?
They would not.
So what did you do in response?
I discussed this with Jake, and I told him that I would need to red tag the north and the east sides due to that fact. I did let him know that I would be returning after 3 to see if his plumber could come out and make all of the repairs, call the gas company back out and have them reassess it. So I did that. He was aware of it. I did return again after 3 p.m. and the repairs had not been completed, the gas was still turned off. So I made contact with the remaining residents that were left in the rooms to escort them out of their rooms.
Really quick question. So you indicated that the gas service had to be cut off for the entire building, right?
Yes,
And then, so if the gas service is cut off for the entire building, does that mean that the whole building has to be red tagged?
yes,
But after the red tagging, there were still people who were residing in the units, at least until 3 o'clock until you returned?
correct.
And why was that?
It's a violation of the health and safety code to be without hot running water.
I understand.
But-
So why weren't they,
But
like,
it wasn't an emergency in the fact that there was danger to life over it, but it is a sanitation, and it is a substandard condition.
okay. So the danger to life component was only to, I think you said the north and west side of the building?
To the west side.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, did you re-inspect the property on March 31st?
Yes.
And what kind of inspection was this?
That was a visit to post the official red tags and also the notice of substandard building.
And just to be clear, this was after the building official had shut down the utilities to the entire building, correct?
That's correct. He did that the day before, on the 30th. I returned on the 31st with those postings. I had mentioned to Jay previously from my visit on the 27th that things could change in terms of what would be required from him.
And just to reiterate, what you posted on the day of the fire, those were temporary red tags, yes?
Yes,
And those were subject to further, I guess, analysis or approval from the building official.
correct.
So by March 31st, you had posted the permanent red tags.
Yes.
And did you observe, what did you observe about the condition of the property at the time, March 31st?
There were still some units that were unsecured that needed to be secured against access.
What do you mean by unsecured?
Either open, unlocked windows, unlocked doors.
And also on March 31st, did you issue any notices?
A notice in order to abate a substandard building.
And that's under Exhibit A, correct?
I don't have the exhibit in front of me. I did two separate postings. One covered the fire and the smoke damage, the west side units. And then I did a separate one that covered the north and east side.
And were these approved by the building official?
Yes, he signed them.
Okay. And did you do any recent inspections of the motel?
I have not been out there since I was advised not to go back onto the property.
Well, did you do any, was there any activity on April 2nd?
At that time, yes.
And what happened on April 2nd?
On April 2nd, I believe that was the day that I spoke with the property owner and the operator
About what?
about the condition of the property, about securing all openings, keep them secured against access, and also explaining about the need to pull a special housing inspection permit so we can move the process along to be able to provide them with a list of corrections to move forward with reopening.
So is that the purpose of the special housing inspection permit?
Yes, it's a permit, it's an inspection permit, not a construction or demolition permit. So the building inspector comes out to meet with either the property owner or their designee, their contractor if necessary, and they do a very thorough walkthrough when everything is calmed down. The scene is not chaotic when there's a fire. So they come and they will check everything out and then provide a detailed list of corrections so that we make sure when they do, the operator or the property owner pulls their fire repair permits, that everything is needed is on there. And if there's any other issues that need to be addressed, that those can be addressed as well.
And when you said you were speaking to the owner and the operator, correct?
Correct.
Were you speaking to them at the property?
Yes.
And did you also inspect the property on April 7th?
On April 7th, I did not go onto the property.
But did you inspect it?
I inspected it, viewed from the vacant lot to the east,
And what did you see?
that the windows had been boarded up.
Now, has the property owner or any of his agents ever followed through with a special housing inspection permit?
On that date of my last attempt to inspect, I did call Jay and I suggested to him that following through and getting the inspection done by the city would benefit him so that he would have a good understanding of what needed to be done. And that was the extent of it.
And did he agree to move forward?
No, he said that it was out of his hands at that point.
So as to the current condition of the property, has there been any repairs?
I am unaware of any repairs. I haven't been back to the property.
Are you aware of any permits that are taken out to make repairs?
I don't believe there's any permits on file besides the inspection permit.
Now, if the property owner wanted to get this motel open again, would the first step be to follow through with a special housing inspection permit?
Yes.
Okay, nothing further for me.
Good morning, Officer Griffith.
Hello.
Hi. So you came to the property, were you at the property at the time that the west side was closed?
I was involved with the closing of the west side.
Okay. And there was another officer who just testified who was there with you at that time?
Correct.
And at the time that you closed the west side, did the east side had tenants staying in some of the units? Is that correct?
Yes.
And you closed the east side. Is that correct?
Yes.
And when did you close the east side? On the same day?
Same day, later in the afternoon,
How much later?
after 3 p.m.
So how much time lapsed between closure of the west side and the east side?
I don't have an exact
More
number
than an hour?
for you.
Would you say more than an hour?
Oh, yes.
More than 2 hours? More than 3 hours?
Probably from 9 or 10 in the morning to after 3 in the afternoon.
So in closing the east side, from the time of the west side when you closed it to the east side, you made a determination it wasn't an immediate danger to close it at the same time as the west side?
At the time that we posted the west side, I had not spoken with the gas company about the gas leak. That occurred a little bit later. I put up the temporary red tags based on that information on the east side, but I allowed till 3 p.m. to see if those repairs could be made and the gas company come back out.
Okay, so at the time you put in the temporary tags, you allowed the tenants to stay there at that time
Until 3 p.m.
until 3 p.m., and you made a determination afterwards. So between the time that you put up the temporary tags till when you did close it afterwards at 3 p.m., but at the time you put up the temporary tags, you didn't have information that it was an actual emergency, is correct?
The conditions would be considered substandard because you have to have hot running water.
But that wouldn't be necessarily a dangerous emergency.
It's just a substandard condition. It deems a property to be substandard when you don't have both hot and cold running water.
I understand that. Substandard, but not dangerous in the sense to the life of the tenants.
At that time.
Okay.
On the 27th.
So when you put up the temporary tags, did you have a and you had a couple of hours between that time when you closed it. Did you seek a warrant, an abatement warrant from a Superior Court judge?
No,
Why is that?
because the conditions were an immediate, the gas was shut off that day.
I understand that, but
Conditions were,
you learned of that
Causing it to
later,
be-
though. You learned of that later. So,
I learned of that when the gas company said they were shutting off the gas.
and that's when you closed it.
7.
But time you put the temporary tag till you closed it, you didn't know that, correct?
Say again?
You did, at the time you put up the temporary tags, you felt it was substandard at that point?
Yes,
But you didn't believe it was, at that time, a danger to the life of the tenants?
at that time, correct.
Okay. So just to be clear, for the record, you didn't seek an abatement warrant?
Correct.
Okay. Now, after you put up, when you closed it, when was the next time? You said you had a conversation with the gas company at that point?
With Jay present, yes.
And what did they tell you?
They said that they were unable to isolate the gas shut-off to the west side of the property due to gas leaks. And their only option was to shut the gas off completely. There's only one gas meter for the whole property.
Okay.
And
And,
unfortunately, that affected the other side, the north and the east sides.
and that's when you shut it off? You closed the east side?
Yes.
And what was the next thing you did with respect to the property after that?
Well, I returned and spoke with Jay after the 3 o'clock deadline date. He said that it wasn't completed and wasn't going to be completed on that day. So I instructed him that there may be some changes. The building official is the one that makes those determinations. The building official did come out on the 30th and saw additional issues. I wasn't present for that. It was my day off. But those were drafted into the substandard posting for the north and east side.
Okay, so when you told Jay, did you speak to Jay before you put the red tags on the east side?
Yes.
And you said he didn't object?
He wanted more time, and my compromise on that was to make it to 3 PM and not immediate.
So
That
he,
was a compromise I made with Jay.
so he didn't agree that you closed the east side, is that correct?
Yeah, I'd say
Okay.
so.
Okay. The substandard notices that were posted, how many days was that after you had closed the east side?
The temporary red tags went up on the 27th, and the official postings were done on the 31st.
So there was a 4-day
From a
lapse.
Friday to a Tuesday.
So 4 days lapse between the time you actually closed the motel and then you put the substandard building on.
Yes.
And how did you put the substandard building notices on?
Each of the rooms were, a new permanent red tag was posted and photographed. And then the notice of substandard buildings were posted on the front lobby door.
And who did that, yourself?
Yes.
And you went to room and touched the doors and placed the,
I taped
and put tapes on it?
on the
Okay.
red tags, and then I taped the notices to the front door.
And at that time, the building was closed. Did you have a warrant to go and put the substandard, to actually post it on the building?
No.
Okay. And why didn't you do that? Did you have an understanding you had to do that?
Well, I explained to Jay that I would be returning to put up the official postings on that Tuesday.
And was he agreeing to that?
He did not disagree.
Did he agree to it? Did he say it was okay?
Yeah.
He told you affirmatively it was okay?
We had a conversation. I don't know if he said okay or didn't say anything, but he didn't disagree.
Okay, so you don't have a recollection of him actually stating to you he agreed with it?
For the east side,
East side?
I don't recall.
Okay. As far as your training, in terms of posting these substandard notices or red tagging, have you ever been trained, and I'm not asking for a legal opinion, I'm just asking for your understanding of your training in United States Supreme Court decisions? As far as how you can do it, how you can go about putting the red tags on and substandard notices?
Have I had training specifically in that?
Yeah, specifically by the city of Hemet. Who does the training for you? Is there an instructor?
We take courses through CASIO, which is the Association of Code Enforcement Officers.
So in your training in doing
And
that,
we have procedures.
do they instruct you as far as seeking warrants, administrative search warrants,
There are times when that's done.
and administrative abatement warrants? Do you have a recollection? Once again, I'm not asking for your legal opinion, just if you have a recollection in your training.
I'm going to check on relevance. This is getting way beyond the case.
I'll allow it briefly, but like, you might want to wrap this part up.
Well, I just want to say for the record, there's explicit United States Supreme Court authority in civil matters, a case called United States versus Jones, a 2012 United States Supreme Court decision authored by the late Justice Scalia, and another case a year later, Florida versus Jardine. And those cases stand for the proposition that even touching a property interest in a civil matter requires a warrant, either search or certainly in an abatement context. And I cited in my appeal brief to the city the case authority for that. So that's what I'm trying to get at. But let me move on here. So the next time the lapse was 4 days before you went back to the property, is that correct?
Correct.
And after that 31st, what was the next time you came back to the property?
I don't have the notes in front of me. I believe it was either the first or the second.
And at that time, who was present?
That was the day, I believe, that both the operator and the property owner were present.
And what did you do at that time?
I spoke with both in detail, again, about the process that they need to follow to make sure that they secured each and every opening so that people couldn't get into any of those rooms, and that they needed a special housing inspection permit so that we could move that along.
Okay. Now, you said at one time after that you inspected the property from a vacant lot?
I believe that was the 7th.
And why was that?
I was trying to check to see if because there was a lot of windows on that side that were unsecured, and they had all been boarded up at that time.
Okay. Why didn't you go onto the property on the 7th?
I did not go onto the property on the 7th.
And why not?
Because I was made aware that we were advised not to go onto that property anymore.
Okay. And that was by
Without a
way,
warrant.
that was by way of my appeal letter, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. After you spoke to the gas company on the day that you closed the east side, did you have any further follow-up conversations with the gas company?
No.
Did you have any conversations with the owner and operator's contractor?
No.
Did you have any conversation with the owner and operator's plumber or the person who would be involved with the gas line?
There was a plumber on site on the afternoon of the 27th.
Was his name Douglas Smith?
I don't know his name.
Is he here?
Plumber.
Can you identify him? Do you recognize him? Okay.
But I didn't get a good chance to talk with him. I think he was saying he had figured it out, but The gas company hadn't been back out to check any of that work.
So you don't know what the gas company said to the owner-operator or to the plumber contractor?
No,
And you didn't try to find out what the gas company was going to do as a follow-up?
no.
Okay. And why is that?
He was given a deadline date of 3 PM, and that the gas was still off at that time.
And what if the gas was found to be by the gas company to be not a major leak and they turned it back on? Would that affect your decision?
It may have allowed those tenants to stay until the building official did a better determination.
But you don't know whether the gas company followed up by finding it as a minor leak?
I don't know. I never spoke with the gas company after that.
Okay. At this point now, from your perspective as a building official, can the motel be reopened, subject to the repairs you're talking about?
Well, I'm a code enforcement officer, not a building official, but I would not be able to make that determination. That's something that would have to be done through the Building and Safety Division.
I see. Okay. I have nothing further.
Redirect?
Please.
Just for clarification, when you say you pose temporary red tags, why is it temporary?
We do that because of the circumstances. We need to make a decision at that time. I use the expertise of Code Enforcement Officer Giordano for the fire damage side. And when this is a Friday, it's a day when there's no staff in, but we cannot wait on issues till we have a building official available. So we make that temporary determination, and then everything has to be reviewed by the building official.
So in other words, it was a preliminary assessment,
Yes,
and there was limited staff to make what we call a final determination. Is that fair to say?
what was that?
And on the day that you conducted the inspection, the day of the fire, there was no other staff available who can conduct a final assessment as to the immediate dangers.
That's correct.
So your temporary red tag was just that, temporary.
Yes,
And you issued the permanent red tag on March 31st, correct?
yes, per the building official.
And that was the final assessment.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
I forgot to ask one question. if I could.
Please.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you something. The gas line that I believe is on the outside on that, I heard the previous building official, or previous officials say was not up to code, is that correct?
I don't have any knowledge of that.
So you have no knowledge of that? Who would have the knowledge of that?
That would be in the building official, Javier Nolasco?
And is he here today?
No,
I see.
but Officer Giordano accompanied him that day on the
Okay.
30th.
So you don't know if that gas line was permitted prior to the adoption of the code?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Thank you.
It's after 12. Do we need a break? Or I'm okay with going.
I'm thinking you have two more witnesses, right?
Just one more.
One more. I was thinking that we would do your last witness, we would take a break, and then allow for the property owners' counsel to present, because it looks like I think you have 6 witnesses? So you only have 3 witnesses. Yeah, I still, just to make sure that we're just not kind of going too long, we'll just do it for, have him do his last witness, then after his last witness, then you'll do your 3, and then we should be done around 2 or 3, I would think. Sound good?
Thank you. All right, city calls Eric Smith. All right, Mr. Smith, can you please state your name and occupation for the record?
My name is Eric Smith. I'm the Senior Building Inspector for the City of Hemet, ERIC-SMITH.
And what are your duties as a building inspector?
Building Inspector, I'm a senior, so I overlook all of my other inspectors. They come to me with any problems they have. We do building inspections. We go in after fires. We go in after anything, emergency stuff like that. Pretty much handle the building and safety side.
And do you frequently collaborate with the building official?
Yeah, usually every day.
Are you familiar with the Ramona Motel?
Yes, I am.
How are you familiar?
I drive by a lot of hotels because a lot of hotels around here are in bad shape. But yeah, I've seen that one, and I went by there after the fire was done and it was boarded up.
And are you aware that the building official, Mr. Nolasco, performed the inspection on March 30th?
Yes, I'm aware of that. After he did that, he came to my office and we talked about it for a while, and he wasn't very happy. There is multiple violations on that building. Just, it's crazy. I saw the pictures. It's pretty bad.
So did he share his findings with you?
Excuse me?
Did Mr. Nolasco share his findings with you?
Yes, he showed me everything. He showed me all the pictures that him and Giordano took, and yeah, it's pretty bad.
And what did he find during his inspection?
Well, they showed me the pictures of the electrical room with water in it, which is absolutely not legal at all. They showed me pictures of the gas line going from the west side over the carport roof going to the east side. And that is absolutely not legal at all. Now, just go ahead. I won't add anything to it.
Can you explain why those two things are unsafe?
Okay, first of all, this building was built long time ago. I heard the other attorney asking the code enforcement officers, so what makes that legal, what makes that not legal? Okay, if a building is built a long time ago, there's a grandfather law, okay? If it's built that way and if it's not a safety issue, you're allowed to leave it that way. You get recommendations to fix it and improve it, but you really don't have to do that. This was built a long time ago, and you can use the grandfather law, but in this case, you can't. Because it goes over a carport, it's a means of egress. Cars go in and out of there. Actually, the beam was actually bent at one time at the entrance where a trash truck hit it, and it bent it all sideways. And I had Mr. J fix that. So he had to straighten out the beam and fix it because a trash truck had hit it. Well, guess what? Right on top of the roof is that gas line going right across the opening, which is mega dangerous. So Javier noticed that gas line going across from the east side, going over the roof and going over to the west side. Whether you want to say, was the permit pulled, was anything, okay, maybe there was a permit pulled way back in the day, but that doesn't make it legal now. That thing needs to be removed, and the gas line needs to be supported structurally, and the way it is now is just hanging there.
So it is your understanding that if something is unsafe, it is not grandfathered in. Is that correct?
Absolutely, and it says it in the code book. You can grandfather stuff in if it's not a life and safety matter. This is going right across the main opening of that hotel. It's really low there. As I just said, a trash truck hit that beam. If it would have knocked it down, it would have broke that gas line, and we would have had a real big problem. I want to touch on the gas meter. Okay, there's only one gas meter at that hotel. A hotel that size nowadays requires 2 gas meters, one on each end. So that way you can have the gas running through one side, gas through the other side. You don't have to worry about running it over the entryway. Galvanized is no longer used. We use black pipe because galvanized has zinc in it, and zinc will deteriorate through time. That thing has a galvanized pipe up there that's been there forever. When I heard that there was a gas leak after the fire, Javier made the right call. Shut the gas off. This gentleman has been asking my code officers, well, why did you shut off this side? Why did you shut off that side? Well, they shut it off. Did you ever talk to a plumber? Because the plumber came and fixed it. It doesn't matter if a plumber came and fixed it, who Jay hired to come and fix it. It needs to be inspected, pressure tested. We go down the line, maybe to the last room, and we'll tie in a meter there to check the pressure. We'll also go to the west side and we'll check the pressure there. We'll do a pressure test all through that hotel. Once we determine that there's no gas leak, then we'll give you a clear to go and that's the way it's done. But right now, that thing's a sitting bomb. Nobody's ever done a gas test on it or a pressure test.
And you mentioned, I believe you mentioned, there was also the electrical room where the electrical lines were close to the water lines.
Yes, they got pictures of that. You got an electrical unit, it's an electrical room, it's made for electrical, it's not made for electrical and water. You need 36-inch clearance. Water cannot be anywhere near that electrical panel for 36 inches. 30 inches on the side, 36 inches in front. And the water pipe is right next to it. Actually, there's another water line going underneath it.
And why is that a problem if it's too close?
Yeah, you can't have water and electrical. It just doesn't mix, and it's in the code book. It's like in bold letters. You cannot have water next to any electrical panel, meters, anything like that.
Could that cause any, would that pose a shock hazard?
It's a shock hazard. It's a spark hazard. It could catch fire, and it's just a major deal. You do not mix water with electricity. Electrical rooms have to be free and clear. You have to actually have 36 inches of clearance in front of the electrical panel. You can't put nothing in front of it, and nothing 30 inches on the side of it.
Was there anything else you saw or discussed with Mr. Nolasco?
He showed me a lot of pictures. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's being done there. I mean, and I think this is the main problem on a lot of these hotels around here is they hire these people, I don't know where,
Well, let's not get into that.
they don't get permits though, and that's why the work's being done that way.
Well, we're just talking about this motel.
There's pictures of stuff that was done illegally and not to code.
If I give you the clicker to flip through them, can you
click on it.
show?
There's a bunch of electrical pictures on there.
You can tell me when. to
Yeah, you
stop.
can go back a couple of pictures. You see this right here? This is a gas meter, okay? It's on the back of these buildings. Now, if you look above that gas meter, I think it's the next picture. The next picture over. You see that right there? That's a water heater. All right? The gas meter is right below that. According to the code, if you have a gas meter, there cannot be nothing above it all the way up, all the way up. Okay? This one is right on top of the gas meter. It also doesn't have a PLV valve. It doesn't have a drainage valve. It's illegal as you can be. I don't know where they pulled the electrical from, but you cannot have a gas meter with a water heater above it like that. Totally illegal, totally unsafe. And it's like 7 or 8 of them.
One of the concerns that, as I understand it, will either has been raised directly or will be raised fairly quickly, is you say that it's illegal, but is it illegal in the current manifestation of the code? Or
Absolutely.
Has it always been illegal?
It's always been there.
It's always been illegal. Okay.
Yeah, that has to be totally clear and obstructed from the gas meter all the way up.
Okay.
And is this configuration, is that the same thing on all the units?
There's a back wall like that. I think they installed like 7 of them. We did do an inspection on it, an original inspection on it, but we haven't finalized it or it hasn't been approved yet for the location. I talked to Jay about it once. He walked into the city hall once and we were talking about it and I said, hey, I saw a picture of those water heaters. I said, that's not legal. He said, if you can make me out a letter that says that you have a problem with it, I will go back to the contractor who did it and show him. That way he can fix it. All of that stuff in there is illegal. You got water there, you got electrical panels, you got all those subs, and it's just, you got water, you can see the mold, it's copper, it's not good. Up on the top picture where Mr. Nolasco is, you got a little semi disconnect on the outside, and then inside you'll see water line underneath all those electrical, I mean, that's major electrical going through there, and there's water, there's copper with water in it, and there's big pipes underneath that with major water going through there. Totally illegal. That picture shows it really well. You see the copper on the left, that's all water lines and stuff. You just cannot have that, man. You just can't.
All right, was there anything else that you found on this property?
No, that's pretty much it. But the main thing, man, the main thing is that gas line going over the roof. And like, I'm not trying to be, my life is, our job is to be life and safety, okay? That gas line going over the carport entrance, it goes right over the carport entrance. If you got pictures of it, it goes right over the carport entrance, and that is major, major, major unsafe. I know it was done a long time ago. The other attorney keeps saying, was it permitted? Was it not permitted? Well, maybe it was, but it's not now. It needs to be relocated because it's very dangerous.
So do you agree with Mr. Nolasco's decision to red tag the entire motel?
Absolutely, because now look, if we had 2 meters, one on each section, one on the east side, one on the west side, I wouldn't have a problem with it at all. Let the east side burn whatever it did and let the west side stay. But there is only one gas meter. Gas, I mean, when you have a fire, gas gets hot and it'll go all the way back to the source, which is the meter. And that's why you had a leak at the meter. I don't know if that meter was like that for a long time, leaking or not. Okay, but sometimes when you have a fire at a house, the fire will go back to your meter and your meter will get loose, and that's why you have a disconnection at the meter. I don't know if that happened here or not. I wasn't involved when the fire happened. Okay, but there's only one meter, there's only one gas, and the gas goes from the east side, wraps around, goes over the roof, which is crazy, and it goes over to the east side. So the east side and the west side has one gas line running all the way around. We have to do a gas pressure test on that before that place can open. Have to.
So does this motel, in order to be repaired, have to stay shut until all the repairs are done?
100%. I mean, let's just check the gas line and stuff. These other repairs can be done, but you cannot open it unless the gas has been tested, all the electrical has been looked at, and make it safe to go back in. The repairs, as far as the water heaters in the back, that can all be done later. But you cannot reopen a place, have people taking showers, and not have that gas line tested.
And to your knowledge, has the property owner taken any steps to make repairs?
Yeah, I actually came in, I think it was April 2nd. I saw him at the office there. He was at the counter, and he was pulling a special housing permit so we can go out and do an inspection. It took me a couple days to get everything else out of my way, and we were going to go there. I actually got my Inspector Lopez in the car, and we drove over there that day because it was on the schedule for us to do an inspection there. We were going to walk every room. We were going to check the gas. We were going to go walk the whole place. We were going to take a good 2 hours there. We showed up. There was nobody there. I said, what's going on here? Went back to the office, talked to my building official. He said, no, we're not allowed to go back there anymore. They're going to sue the city, blah, blah, blah. So don't go back there anymore.
So in other words, no, there have been no repairs.
Yeah, it would have been great for us to go there. I would have gave them a full detailed list of what needs to be fixed, what needs to be repaired. The first option would have been the gas line test, and then I would have gave them a list of everything else.
Okay, nothing further?
So good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm not going to debate with you here.
Yeah, I wouldn't
You
really.
know what my position is already.
Yeah.
So, but I am curious, as far as the permit, it may have been permitted before the code, before the
Yes,
present code.
yes, it very well could have been.
Is that permit still on file?
I have no idea. I probably wasn't even born then.
Okay. But you don't know of whether that permit has ever been pulled by the city?
No. Even if it was done so long ago, but, you know, the code cycles change every 4 years.
I understand that, but you don't know if, do you know if the property owner or the operator were ever informed before the fire that that gas line was illegal?
I'm probably thinking nobody informed him about it earlier, no.
Okay, and you don't know before the fire whether there was any communication between the city and the operator and the owner about that gas line?
No, the first time I saw it was when Javier told me, hey, that's the reason we're shut, look at the gas line. And then we brought pictures. We actually went on Google Maps and we blew it up. And I've got pictures of it where it shows it goes up and it goes over the roof and it goes to the other side, which is not good.
Okay, and I understand what you're saying, but, and I respectfully disagree, but I understand what you're saying. Do you have a procedure that you follow that when you find that there's a permit and it is permitted prior to the adoption of the code, that you call somebody in and have a hearing about it?
Absolutely, yeah. If we find something that's wrong on a building or something, we'll actually go there myself, or I'll send a code officer over there, and they will notify the owners that this is wrong, you know, anything like that.
But there would be a hearing if the owner disagrees with you on that,
If
correct?
they want to disagree on it, yeah, they can.
And you don't know if there was ever, prior to the fire, any hearing or any notice before that time?
No, when I saw it was after the fire, we saw all the damage.
Okay, I understand. So the code section that you're referring to, and we've heard of testimony, what is that code section? Do you have a number for it?
I can give you the code section. Oh, you're talking about the gas line?
Yeah, gasoline.
Yeah, it could be, I'll send you a copy of it, no problem. It's in the code section. It's,
I understand. And I'm not trying to be smart here, but I'm just trying to understand. Do you have that code section on
Yes,
hand?
sir, I do.
What is that code section?
I don't have it by memory, but I can give it to my attorney here, and he can give it to you, whatever. It's in the code book.
I understand. Okay.
Stuff can be grandfathered in, but it cannot be grandfathered in if it's bothering or if it's going to be a safety hazard to the means of egress. That means going over an entryway.
I understand your position, and I'm not, once again, here to debate you. I just want to know whether, in fact, as I said, what that code section is so I can understand that.
Right, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, building officials like yourself, do you go out to the property?
Yes, absolutely.
What is the standard practice? How often do you go to the property?
I used to go all the time. Now I'm more of a senior inspector, so I hang out in the office a lot more, but I still go out and do inspections with my guys and stuff if they have problems or stuff. I was going to go out to do this one because this is high importance. I was going to go out that day. Like I said, we went there and nobody was there.
Okay.
And it was scheduled to go out that day and inspect.
But before the fire, when was the last time one of your inspectors went out there?
To this place?
Yeah.
The last time they were there is when we did the water heater, when we went out to look at the water heaters.
And when was that?
I don't know the exact date of when that day was, but I
Was it
think
in-
it was in November.
Of 2025?
Yes.
And so your inspector was on the property in November 2025 to inspect the water heater.
Which are on the back of the building, yes.
And at that time, your inspector did not write,
Yeah.
oh, it's highly relevant. We're hearing testimony about a gas line that is over the property and is a danger. And if there is in fact an inspector out there in a short period of time before the fire and has not written them up, I think that's relevant to the testimony about whether it was a danger.
Yeah, my inspectors are out to see what we're looking at. We're not out to look at the whole building.
So you don't know if did your inspector write them up for the gas line?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will,
I just want to know if they were written up after the November 2025 inspection.
okay, we could just ask that question then.
They were written up for the water heaters.
Were they written up for the gas line?
No, nobody noticed the gas line because this is on the whole back side of a building. It's not, the front is where the gas line is. They were not there. They go to where they need to inspect. So if it's in the back of the building, they're inspecting the back of the building.
So
They're
you-
not going to walk the whole building.
So your inspector, but the gas line is when you walk into the property,
No,
correct?
sir, it's on the back. The water heaters are on the back. They're not even inside where you drive through. They're on the back of the building.
So how does the inspector get into the building?
He drives around the back.
So you don't know if your inspector went through the front?
I know he didn't go through the front. He went around the back.
Okay. And do you make any inspections even without inspecting the water heater on a regular basis of the whole building?
The water heaters are on the back of the building.
Do you want to be heard?
Yes. Once again, I want to know if during this period of time, within a relatively, whether any inspectors would have gone on to make a regular inspection of the whole building.
I overruled. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, do you know if does the city give health permits for the building?
Hold on.
Health and safety permits?
I'm out. Why don't you ask the question that I overruled on? The question was,
Oh, I see.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
We go out to inspect what we're there to inspect. We're not going to go through, we're not going to walk around the whole building. We're just going to look at what we're there.
I understand for the water heaters, well, that's your testimony. I'm asking you a different question. I'm asking you, is there any procedure of the city going out, let's say on a yearly basis or bi-yearly basis, to inspect the whole building?
Yes, we do mobile homes and we also do motels.
Okay, and when do you go out? How often do you go out on a yearly basis?
We go out, we do usually like 6 or 7 a year on motels and mobile homes.
So there were inspectors on that property prior to the fire within the past year?
I have no idea. I have to look at the records of which hotel. There's a lot of motels and hotels. I have to look at the record and find out which one was done.
But is that a standard to go out to the motels, all the motels on a 6, 7 times?
I'll check as to relevance. Now we're talking about going back years. Inspections other than the one-month fire.
Well,
I think the testimony is that he doesn't know. And then so foundationally, it doesn't matter because he doesn't know. So so based upon that, not necessarily on the relevance grounds, but I'll sustain the objection.
I understand. Okay. And you talked about once again, the electrical, and the main issue of keeping the motel closed, you're saying, is the gas line, correct?
Yes, absolutely. It has to have a gas pressure test done.
Okay. And who shut off the gas?
I believe Javier Nolasco told my code officers to have the gas company come out and shut it off.
Okay. At that time that Javier Nolasco shut it off, all the tenants were out, correct?
I'm not sure, I wasn't there.
But the motel was boarded up, as far as you know, correct?
I thought they shut it off before it was boarded up, but to
Was it-
answer, yeah. I wasn't there, I don't know.
As far as you know, do you know if it was closed at the time you shut it off?
I'm not sure. I mean, I thought they shut it off the day of the fire. They had a gas guy come out and shut it off that day. And then there was repairs done to the gas line after that. But see, that doesn't matter.
Okay. But at the time he shut it off, you don't know, what was the lapse of time from the time you went out there or somebody went out there from?
Well, I thought Americo said he was there at the beginning of the fire, and then Erica showed up afterwards, and then that's when they called the plumber to come out. I mean, the gas company to shut it off.
So even if there was a determination by Mr. Lasco that there was some hazard there,
He was told by the gas company that there was a gas leak. That's why he had him shut it down.
okay. But he didn't get a warrant or any kind of a
I
court
don't know
order?
what a warrant is.
Okay. Administrative abatement warrant.
I mean, we're here for life and safety, like I said. If we spend our times waiting and getting warrants, I mean, we got to shut the building down and get the people out.
Okay.
And we got to make it safe.
Okay. But once again, you don't know exactly all the timing.
I wasn't there when the gas company came and shut it off and all that. But like I said, the main thing is to get the people out and make it safe.
I understand. And you don't know what the gas company said afterwards. Your position is that you make that determination.
Right. And I say that we have to shut it down. I mean, and I know maybe why don't we leave that site open? Because that site didn't burn. Well, that's the gas test situation. There's only one gas line, there's only one gas meter.
Okay. And did you give a notice to the owner or the operator about the gas line itself?
I talked to him about it, about the water heater situation. I didn't see the gas lines until the fire pictures came aboard. Now I see the fire pictures. That's going to be added to the special housing inspection if we ever get to go do that.
But you didn't you didn't give them a notice of violation until now that you're testifying, right? I mean, have you given a written violation?
Well, I haven't had a chance to do that. We went there to do that day, and there was nobody there.
So you knew about this gas line. Mr. Velasco closed it down.
But the gas is turned off. The gas is shut off now. So we're just waiting for us to go do our inspection.
But you haven't given a formal notice of violation, is that correct?
Have I not given him one?
Yes.
No, I'm waiting for the special housing inspection to write everything down. I give a full notice, maybe 2 or 3 pages, and it will be on there. It'll be number 1.
All right, but once again, the answer is no. You have not given a formal notice of violation.
I'm waiting to do the inspection. I can't give him anything in writing unless I've done the inspection with my own eyes. I'm not going to take hearsay from my inspectors or my code people. I need to go see it with my own eyes. And that's why I was going to go do that inspection that day.
I understand. I have nothing.
Redirect? Just to clarify, the city did in fact issue a notice of a violation to the owner,
Absolutely, they did. They told him about the gas leak. They told him everything.
right? But you didn't personally do it,
No, I do that when I do my inspection.
but the city did.
The city did, yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so it's 12:38. Do you have any other further witnesses? No. Okay. How about we come back at 1:30? I think that should give sufficient time for lunch. And then the property owner will be able to present their case at that time. Okay? All right, thank you. Hold on. Is that okay?
We're going to have 3 witnesses at that time.
You're not, I think he's saying he's not going to be there.
So I would ask if that's the case, and I've done this in other administrative hearings, and I also have appointments later in the afternoon. Can we come back at another day? You want to just keep going? That's fine.
How long, what's your time estimate on him as a witness? That's fine with me.
Afternoon.
Could you state your name for the record?
Douglas Smith.
And what is your profession, Mr. Smith?
I own Doug's Low Cost Plumbing.
And how long have you done that?
I've done plumbing for 30 years. I've owned my business since 2017.
What is the name of your business?
Doug's Low Cost Plumbing
And where is that located?
here in Hemet.
Okay, can you give us an exact address for the record?
My address would be 631 South Juanita Street, Hemet, California, 92543.
And are you licensed as a plumber?
Yes, I'm a licensed contractor.
And who gave you the license?
California, state of California.
And in 2026, were you licensed?
Yes,
And you're presently licensed?
yes,
And you've not had your license pulled, is that correct?
never.
Okay. Are you familiar with the Ramona Motel that we've been talking about today?
Yes, I am.
And how are you familiar with it?
I've done several jobs for that company, and Jay called me out concerning a gas leak the day of the fire.
And when you say Jay, you're talking about Jay Nyack?
Yes,
Can you point him out for the record?
and right there.
And he's the operator of the motel?
Yeah.
And do you know the owner of the motel?
No, I don't know who owns the hotel.
Okay. So Jay is your person that you've been in contact with. How many times have you been out there before this fire?
I've been out there to hit that hotel like 3 times, and I've been to several other ones that they own and operate.
And what kind of work have you done out there for him?
Just like repair work, sinks, faucets, water heater repair, stuff like that.
Okay. And you're familiar with the fire, right?
Yes.
How are you familiar with it?
When I pulled up there, I saw the people doing the fire cleanup.
And what day was that?
I don't remember the date.
March 27th?
I believe so.
And that was on the day of the fire.
Yeah.
And when you pulled up, what did you do then?
I contacted Jay. I spoke with Jay. He told me what the problem was with the SoCal Gas Company. Told him he needed to do, and I proceeded to do what he needed done.
Okay. Southern California Gas, that would be the company dealing with the gas?
Yes, that's the gas company for him.
Okay. And what did he tell you needed to be done?
They said they had a small leak, and it needed to be repaired before they could cut the gas back on.
Okay. And did you contact Southern California Gas after that?
No, I didn't.
Did you do any work on the gas?
Yes,
What did you do?
I repaired the leaks on the gas line. First, initially, I did a leak detection test. When I found the leaks, I repaired all the leaks, and then I had installed a gauge on the line. The east building that had caught on fire, I cut that gas piping loose because I knew it wasn't gonna be any use for a while, and I capped it off, and I tested everything else to the other side and to the back. And after I finished my leak test, I pumped the lines up to 50 PSI, which code requires it to only be 15 pounds for 20 minutes. I pumped it up to 50 to be real positive of myself, and it held for 30 minutes. And I watched it held. So once it held, I called Jay and told him he could call the gas company back out here to cut the gas back on because the gas company did not require a permit for a small leak.
So at that point, did you have an opinion that there was no danger once you did the work?
No, it wasn't no danger
At that point?
at that point, yeah.
And you've dealt with gas leaks before?
Yes, I've done several gas leaks. I've done several gas repipes, everything.
And dealing with the city of Hemet too in those kind of gas leaks?
Only deal with the city of Hemet at one time for a property over here in a mall off of Florida. I redid a gas line for them, and I had poured a permit to redo that gas line.
Okay. And this gas line that we've heard about that goes over the roof, have you seen that before?
Yes, I saw it.
And in your experience as a plumber, have you seen that at other properties?
Yes, I've seen it at other properties.
And do you know of any properties that were closed down because of those kind of gas lines?
No, I haven't.
And did you, as your opinion as a plumber, professional plumber, believe that that's a danger to the property?
Me, as a professional plumber, I do not think that's a danger for the property because it's within the code. It was built within the code when it was built there. It hasn't been replaced or moved, so therefore it's grandfathered in as the code. And that's what my California code experience tells me.
Okay. And did you contact the gas company afterwards?
I had Jay contact the gas company.
And what did you learn from Jay?
When I told Jay to call me when the gas company comes there, because I want to be there when they do their inspection to cut the gas back on. I was there with the gas company guy that came out there. We went. He put his testing on the piping. We went through and looked at all the gas piping through the building, all the way around from the. I believe that would be the side that didn't catch on fire is the west side, and then the back side. We found nothing leak. He had a gauge that was looking for everything. We went back to the meter. The meter was still standing still. So he said, this gas line is good. We're going to cut the gas back on. And that's what he did.
What day was that?
I don't remember what day that
So
was.
if it was March 27th when you saw Jay first on the day of the fire, was it after that
It
date?
was after that day,
A day or so?
about 2 days.
2 days. And you walked through the building with the gas representative of Southern California Gas?
Yes, I did.
And Jay was there too?
Yeah, Jay was there too.
And the gas representative, Southern California Gas, said it was not a danger and they were going to turn it back on?
Right. He said if the gas line would be any danger, he wasn't allowed to cut the gas back on.
Okay. And any other contact after that?
No.
And so that's the extent of your testimony?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And I want to say, if you go back to chapter 12 of the 2022 code book and read that section, it'll tell you that you can have that galvanized piping on the roof. Outside exterior gas piping should be galvanized or black iron, but most states say galvanized, or it could be painted pipe. It's no other pipe to to attach to an exterior of a building.
So based on your understanding and experience, that's not a danger to the motel?
No, it's all pipe that I run over every inch of pipe on that hotel when I tested it.
Okay, thank you. Oh, he's going to ask you some.
All right, Mr. Smith, you indicated that you made repairs to the gas lines, correct?
Yes.
Did you ever contact the city to do an inspection?
Well, normally when a gas company cuts a gas line off, if it's severe enough to require an inspection, they'll write on the pink slip that you need an inspection to get this gas back on. They did not write that on the shut-off notice.
So you did not ask the city to do an inspection?
No,
And just to be clear, you don't supervise the city, correct?
no, I don't supervise the city.
So you don't supervise the city's inspections over the gas pipes?
If I file a permit for an inspection with the city, I will be there for the inspection when the city inspector comes out.
Okay, so when they do an inspection for the permit, the city is the one that gives the final okay.
Yes,
You mentioned that you've tested every inch of the gas pipes, correct?
correct.
When you did your testing, was the west building still fire damaged?
I'm getting confused. I thought the east side
Was there fire damage
was on the east side.
anywhere in the buildings?
The east side, where the fire originated from, was still damaged and boarded up.
And this gas line, it runs across both sides of the motel, yes?
No, the gas line runs from the meter, it goes up on the roof, crosses over the opening that he's talking about, that the inspector was talking about, goes back down on the other side, runs along the eave, going back towards that side, and then it goes back underground to feed the back portion of that hotel. And then they had a separate gas line that came from the meter that went straight down the back of the east side of the building that fed the east side. I disconnected that gas line. I deleted it.
You mentioned that you've seen other properties with this exterior galvanized pipes, correct?
Correct. As a plumber, when I was working for a company, We did a lot of commercial jobs, a lot of schools where they had air conditioners on the roof. We ran galvanized piping on piers across the roofs.
Were any of those places fire damaged?
No.
No. Nothing for me.
Okay, I have a quick question. When you went back out with the gas company, was the building red tagged at that time?
The doors had all red tags on them, yes.
Okay. And then, have you worked with any other properties that had red tags on them?
No, I never had to do a red tag.
Okay. And are you familiar with the procedures associated with red tagging?
No, but while I was there, I spoke with the code enforcement officer. I don't know her name right here, but I spoke with her, and she told me what her timeline was, and I let her know. I said, well, we're not going to have this gas back on by the time you leave, so we're going to have to come back to it. But I finished the gas line that day and inspected it, and then we had the gas company come out and inspect it like 2 days later.
Okay. And then, so the inspection, but to your knowledge, there was not a follow-up call or where you were present where you addressed the gas line with the red tagging?
No.
Okay. All right.
Just one
From
question.
my understanding, on the west side and the back, the only reason that the red tags were placed on the doors was because there was no hot water, because they had no gas.
Okay.
Just one more question.
Please.
Were you aware that a building permit was needed to make the repairs to the gas?
Like I stated in my first conversation, SoCal, California is the ones that cut the gas off. They're the industry for up here. If they felt it was a need for a gas inspection, they would have wrote on the shut-off notice that this gas line needs to pull a permit for the gas line to be inspected by the city. So when that's not on there, that means it's just a minor's leak or something, and they'll come back out and test it themselves and cut the gas back on.
So you were not aware that you required a permit from the city?
Not to do a repair job, no.
Okay. Anything further, counsel? Okay. All right, you can go. These are assumptions. It sounds like my understanding is that the next few people that you're going to have present are part of they do the operations for the hotel. Is that accurate? And then so, like, what would be your time estimate for them to present? Okay. Is that okay with you, just to like kind of keep on going for the next 20?
I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right. So why don't we just keep on going?
Thanks a lot.
I've got my
Vince,
I want to give a copy to.
Oh,
give a
please.
copy to the-
You can approach.
Sure. Sorry, it's a little.
That's no problem.
it's marked as Exhibit A and numbered.
Okay, and just for the record, council has presented Exhibit A with, is it Exhibit A with 21 pages? Is that accurate?
That's correct.
Okay. All right, this will be admitted into the record. Please proceed.
Can you give your name for the record, please?
My name is Jay Nayak.
And what is your relationship to the Ramona Motel?
I'm a lessee at Ramona Motel and operator.
And when did you become an operator of the motel?
We are operating that motel since 2021, March 2021.
And do you have a lease on that property?
Yes, we do lease that property.
And you have a written lease on that property?
Yes, we do have it. We just extended on March 15, 2026.
And who did you lease it from?
Mr. Karsan Bhakta,
And is Mr. Bhakta here and present today?
yes,
And can you point him out for the record?
let me.
Okay. And in operating the property, are you on the property on a daily basis?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Going to the day of the fire on March 27th, I understand, of this year, can you tell us what happened?
So on March 27, I got call from my employer over there that the motel has been on fire. I was not in town, I was in Riverside. So I called my colleague Mohsin to go on property right away. He went to property right away. And right after 1 hour, I was at the property. I saw a firefighter was doing their job pretty well.
And that was on the west side of the motel?
West side of the motel, yes.
And what about the east side? Was there any damage to the east side?
No, there is no damage except room number 22. Police officer think that their people might be in their room, so they kicked the door and broke the window.
But the other rooms were occupied also?
Yes,
On the east side?
yes.
And how many rooms were occupied?
Total 12 rooms was occupied,
On the east side,
total.
total? And those people were still in the rooms at that time?
Yes,
And when you came to the property, did you meet any city officials?
yes, I did.
Who did you meet?
Mr. Americano and Miss Erica Griffith.
The two people who testified earlier?
Yes.
Okay, and what did they tell, did anybody tell you anything?
So I didn't have much altercation with Mr. Americano. He was like, okay, he's leaving. Miss Griffith will come and rejoin us. Then Miss Griffith was there. We was just checking all the rooms and stuff. We were helping guests out relocating to other property. Then gas company was there. Gas company mentioned Miss Griffith that there is a hairline leak over there. They specifically mentioned hairline leak. So Miss Griffith asked me to shut down the retake the rest of the building. I immediately refused it. No, we cannot retake the building. It is something that can fixable. But she still insists to put the retake on it. So I asked her for further time, and she only gave me till 3 p.m. Since my plumber was busy, he was at the property. He told me that he can fix that problem. But by the time Miss Griffith was at the property, plumber was not there. But we did fix the problem.
How did you fix the problem?
So when plumber come, it was nighttime, so we couldn't.
And let's identify, who's the plumber? Is that the gentleman who testified
Yes.
just a few minutes ago?
Mr. Douglas Smith,
Okay, and you called Mr. Smith?
yes,
And to come down to the property?
right away within 30 minutes.
Okay, and he was down at the property with you and Miss Griffith?
Yes.
And so what did you tell Mr. Smith?
I told exactly what city SoCal Gas told us, that there is a hairline leak. So I asked him to just check the property. But when Mr. Smith was there, he immediately cut off the west side of the building for gas. So we won't have any issue with the west side, or we won't have any issue with the gas.
Okay, and what happened after that?
After that, he has another appointment, so he left at that point. After around 5:30, 6 o'clock, he come back to the property, but we couldn't do much on that day. Next day, we fix it.
And that was what Mr. Smith testified about him going and fixing it that day?
Yes,
And then what happened after that? Did you contact Southern California Gas Company?
I did.
And what did you learn from them?
So before meeting Southern California Gas, I was at the city of Hammett Hall. I speak with Mr. Eric. He asked me to call SoCal Gas, check the gas, and get something in writing from them so we can get it open.
And okay, go ahead.
So right in 30 minutes, the gas company was there, Mr. Douglas was there, and we have checked the whole gas line, and there was no gas leak. See, SoCal Gas turned on the gas back on, so same day, right away. They put something in writing too. I was at the city hall right away within 1 hour on the same day, March 30th. But Mr. American was like, how can they open the gas? We already called for shutdown, and very next day, they took the meter out.
And so at the time that you went down on March 30th, it was your understanding from Southern California Gas that you could turn it back on?
They already turned the gas back on, and they gave it in writing as well. And at the time, not just Mr. Smith and SoCal Gas were present there. The fire investigator from SoCal Gas company was there too. Unfortunately, I don't have her name because we don't have the car present at the time.
Okay. And when they turned the meter off, you didn't have any kind of a court order from them?
No.
That allowed them to do it?
No, not that I'm aware of.
And on that day, the motel was already closed, correct?
The motel was closed on the same day of the fire, March 27th.
So there was no danger at that point to any tenants or anything like that?
Right.
Okay. You said you had something in writing. I just gave you a packet can you look through the packet? I have it marked, I believe, as Exhibit A, pages 1 through 22. If you could identify the number,
I think it's Exhibit A. This is 3, 5?
yes, that would be 5.
5 and 6.
5 and 6. So looking at Exhibit 5 and 6, is this part of your business records? This is part of your business records for the motel, correct?
Yes.
And can you tell us what it is?
This is SoCal Gas Form 3994.
And how did you get this?
SoCal Gas Company employee gave me when he turned back it on because Mr. Eric, I wouldn't have get this if Mr. Eric have not advised me to get something in writing from them. Since he advised me, I asked him to give me something in writing, and at that point of time, he did provide me this one
When did he provide it to you?
on March 30th.
And what is it, your understanding what it says?
It says after testing for gas leak in the outside, our test passed and gas will be left on.
And you're looking at the bottom of page 6?
Yes,
And that's in handwriting. Is it the handwriting of the Southern California Gas
that is
individual?
correct. Yes.
So did you give that to any city official afterwards?
Yes,
Who
same
did you
day.
give it to?
I go there, Mr. Smith was there, Mr. Nolasco was there, Mr. Americano was there, and Mr. Americano was, okay, it already ordered to sort of everything, you cannot turn back on. And the very next day, I got call from Miss Griffith and they said, okay, they are starting it off officially now.
Okay. So they already had this of pages 5 and 6 at the time they told you officially they're cutting off the meter.
I showed it to them, but they were not interested in looking at it.
Okay. What happened after that?
After that, next day, I realized that the gas company has taken the gas meter out.
Okay.
And all utility was sort of like no electricity, no water, nothing.
Okay.
Prior that, electricity and water was present there,
And then they shut the water off.
everything.
And did they have a court order they gave you?
They did not give me anything.
Okay.
I have a
And-
quick question. I apologize. So did the city remove the gas meter, or did Southern California Gas remove it?
That I did not know who removed it, most likely gas company maybe. I'm not aware of that, but Mr. American already told me that they called to sort of everything. So I assume everything was happened on their orders.
So the shutting off of everything, and your assumption is that the shutting off of everything means the removal of the meter?
So they already told me that they are going to sort of everything, but I do not know who removed the gas meter because on the 30th I was present at the property. The gas meter was there. SoCal Gas Company left gas on. And they were like, okay, you cannot have that on. So I was not present at the property when whoever come and take the gas meter out.
Okay, all right, I understand. Go ahead.
Okay. So what happened after that?
After that, there was no hot water, no electricity, no gas, nothing.
Okay. And when was that? That was on
31st.
31st. And did you talk to anybody at the city about the closure of the electricity, water, whatever?
No, I was there. They already made their mind on March 30th that they're gonna shut it off anyway, despite the fixing all the issue.
Okay. And what happened after that?
After that, I spoke to the owner. I informed them whatever happened. They decided then we go on April 2nd. We apply for investigative permit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Then
went to the city hall?
yes, we did.
And who gave you the permit? Or what department gave you the permit?
Planning.
Okay.
I think planning a building.
And you pulled the permit.
Mr. Bhakta. I just guide him to how to take the permit and all this stuff.
And what did you do after that?
We pulled the permit. We have called for inspection as well. We waited. Then we contacted you, asked for your opinion.
Well, we don't want to go into any attorney-client privilege, so.
Yeah.
Okay. We heard testimony about this gas line over the motel. Has that gas line been there since you took it over as operator?
Yes, way before then.
So since 2021, you know of the gas line being over the,
Yes.
okay. And have there been any inspections by the building inspectors during that time, from 2021 to 2025?
Not that I'm
26.
aware of, but we have not received any violations, so I assume everything was perfect. But there was a inspection conducted on November 2025 But as Mr. Eric Smith mentioned, that there is only backside of the entrance to go to check the water heater, which is incorrect, respectfully. You have to, only east side of the building, you can check it from outside. To check throughout the building, west side and the other side, you have to go from the entrance.
So you would go through the entrance where the gas line is?
Yes, and where the gas line is, there is one more water heater right by the gas line as well.
So you never got a notice of violation at any time since 2021, when you started operation, till this date? You've never gotten an actual written violation?
Nope.
And before the fire, did you get any kind of verbal violation, being told that you can't have that gas line?
No.
Okay. And it's your understanding it was permitted before the code that they're talking about, the present code?
They're talking about present code right now.
Correct.
I do understand about present code, but like this is a grandfather property, so it's not my take at.
Okay. From a standpoint of the tenants who were living there on the east side, do you know if there was any kind of a court order to move them out of there?
No, there was no court order.
And do you know if they were agreed to move out?
Well, since Mr. Erica knocked each and every door, told them, so they were forced to move out, and we have to move out them to other property, each and individual.
Okay. And at the present time, you're losing a good deal of income, right? Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And so you want the east side at least opened up, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I have nothing further. Oh, I do, I'm sorry. The documents I put before you, if you could identify them just for the record, what they are. So I think by page numbers, so you see number 1.
It says City of Hemet notice of substandard building, order to vacate and order to abate substandard and substandard building.
That was given to you by the city officials, is that correct?
Yes.
And that was after the fire, correct?
I believe after March 31st, on March 31st or after March 31st.
Okay. And have you ever been given notice of a hearing about substandard at any time?
No.
Since this notice was given to you?
Yes.
Okay. And page 2 is part of that notice, correct?
Yes,
And page 3 is part of that notice, correct?
that is correct.
And that's signed by Mr. Nolasco and Ms. Griffith, correct? Okay.
Yes.
And once again, just to be very clear, that you've never gotten any kind of notice of a hearing on that?
No.
What is page 4?
Page 4 is receipt from Ducks Locust Plumbing that we hire plumber. That's a receipt from him. He said he
Douglas Smith?
is Douglas Smith
And when did he give you that?
on the same day of 27th.
Okay. What is your understanding what it indicates?
It says there was a gas leak. We understand there was a gas leak because gas company shut it off already. Then Mr. Douglas, he detect the gas, then he fixed the gas.
Okay. And pages 5 and 6 you've already identified from Southern California Gas Company?
Yes,
And those were given to you by the Southern California Gas Company individual, correct?
correct.
And what about page 7?
Page 7 is a City of Hemet permit that we applied for investigative permit on April 2nd.
Okay. And page 8?
Page 8 is a work car, that permit car. Once the permit is done, they will sign up the car.
Okay, it's part of the same as page 7.
Yes.
And page 9?
Page 9 is a part of the permit that we paid.
So that you paid the amount that's in the,
Yes, Mr. Gupta paid 19 foot.
and you received that from the city of Hemet, correct?
Yes.
And page 10?
Page 10 is an invoice.
Once again, related to the permit, correct?
Correct.
And page 11? Okay, so from pages 11 to 22, those are part of my appeal, correct?
That is correct.
I gave you that. Okay. I have nothing further.
Is it Nike?
Like,
Nike? You've indicated that the city, or you claim that the city has never told you about any gas issues at this property. Is that right?
not before the fire.
Not before the fire, but after the fire, they did tell you.
After the fire, they did tell me, and they did not give me anything in writing. They were communicate with me verbally. But we follow each and everything, whatever they have said. They ask us to fix it, we fix it. They ask us to get something in writing, we give it them in writing.
Well, page 1 of Exhibit A, it says in the bold, the gas service has been shut off by SoCal Gas. So the city didn't tell, it seems like the city did tell you about the gas issues
Yeah, as I say, city did told me about the gas issue.
in writing.
No, not in the writing. This was given on 31st. This notice particularly was served was on 31st, and gas leak was fixed was on March 30th, which we already informed them.
As to the condition of the motel, is the west side still fire damaged?
West side is still fire damage, yes.
And it's still smoke damaged?
There is a smoke damage and it's boarded up.
And there's a beam that is sagging in one of the units.
Miss Erica Griffith told us to fix that, and we already secured that beam.
And have you obtained any building permits to do the repairs?
No, we didn't. She didn't told me to get any building permit to fix that problem. She was like, we don't want that to fall down, so you need to secure it.
But have you obtained any permits to fix the motel?
No, not yet. We just apply for the investigative permit, but inspection didn't happen.
So you have not done any major repairs to the motel,
Not at all.
yet you want to open the motel.
We want to open the east side first. For west side, we will go through proper channel.
You've heard testimony today about the issues with the exterior gas line and the electrical room that's near the water lines on the east side, correct?
So repeat it again.
The city officials who testified earlier mentioned there were dangers associated with the exterior gas line and the electrical room that's near the water lines, correct?
Yes, but on exterior gas line, I don't know what to say, but for the electric and water, I did ask Mr. Eric Smith to give me something in writing, because that was a California state program that have get the permit and install all the water heaters. And that permit was taken and it was approved by City of Hammond. So we did ask them, because they are responsible. If we get something in writing for that, we can inform the contractor and they will take proper permit if required and go through there. Because I assume that Wilden is the guy that City of Hammond hired to review all the plan and subject. And Wilden is the company who install all water heater.
So you're aware the city needs to be involved to supervise any repairs or installations, correct?
There is no repairs need to be done on east side, except there is broken window.
So you don't believe there's an issue with the electrical panel being near water lines?
Even if there is, why we were not informed before because they have checked that room too before when they approved the permit and water heater. They have seen everything before.
But now you know, correct?
Now I know, but they have not given me anything in writing. Let's say, they come and they see something on the beam, they give me right away violation, okay, you have to fix in 5 days, 10 days. Why not this one? Why you need full permit, investigating permit, just to fix that if it's a danger? We should get just time to fix it, all that stuff. That particular part, we can fix it right away.
And why haven't you?
We have not get anything in writing from them.
You took out a special housing inspection permit, didn't you?
But we are not okay with looking at the room.
So you want something in writing without the city being able to look at the motel?
What is the cause of looking at the rooms?
You had a fire.
That's not on the east side.
You also have the exterior gas line and the problem with the electrical room.
Why concern after fire?
So you wouldn't reopen this motel without doing the repairs.
Like I say, for west side, the fire happened, we'll go through all the proper channel. We are aware of that. But we don't think that east side should be shut down.
You don't think there's any issues with the east side?
Nope.
And you want people back in there?
Yeah.
All right, nothing further.
This is my last set, Exhibit B, numbered 1 through 13. I'm going to give you 13 pictures, numbered B, 1 through 13. You took these pictures, is that correct?
That is correct.
And when did you take these pictures?
The same day of fire.
Okay, and can you identify them? If you look at the back of each picture, I'm asking you to look at B1. You took that picture, correct?
Correct.
And you said that was on March 27th?
Yes.
And what does that picture depict?
B1 is a sink side area, restroom area, which was damaged by fire.
And that's, where was that again?
On March 27.
Okay, and if you could identify B2?
So room number 70 says it's a 2-room, 2 separate room. This is an inside room picture.
Okay. And you took that picture also on,
Yes.
and no other rooms on the east side were damaged, correct?
East side, no.
No damage at all?
Not at all at east side.
This is all on the west side, correct?
This is all on the west side.
And if you could look at B3, what is that?
Again, it's a part of the front room and part of the inside room.
On the west side?
On the west side, room number 17.
Okay. And if you could look at B4?
B4 is the entrance of room number 17.
Once again, on March 27th?
March 27th.
Okay. If you could look at B5?
It's the same picture.
Okay. And B6?
B6 is room number 17, first room.
Once again, on the west side?
West side, room number 17, March 27.
And B7?
B7 is laundry room picture.
And when did you take that picture?
This was a while back when insurance asked us to send us a picture when Mr. Bakhtar renewed his insurance. I'm not sure exactly when, but I think it's in February 2026.
Okay. And were you ever cited for violation on that picture, on that laundry room?
I got violation from Ms. Griffith saying that the laundry room cannot be there, something about hex or something. So we were like, okay, we're not gonna leave any instrument over there. So we take out everything and we shut up the gas, and they approved it.
Okay. At the time of this inspection, did anybody come through from the city on the front of the building?
Yes.
So the laundry room is near the front of the building, is that correct?
Yes.
Did anybody cite you for a violation of the gas line at that time?
No.
Okay, and if you could look at B8?
B8 is a picture was taken last year.
Okay. And B9?
B9 is a recent picture. We just took take a picture after fire happened and we boarded up all the rooms.
So all those rooms were boarded up by the city, correct? You're looking at B9.
The west side, we were asked to board it up by city. The east side, since we're not allowed to enter in the property, since there is no utility at all, there were multiple break-in happened, and we lost a lot of valuable stuff over there, and we make police report too. So just to avoid all the break-ins, we decided to board up entire east side too.
That was after it was closed and the tenants were moved out?
Correct. I believe that's after April 5th.
After, and that was after the red tagging and all that?
Yes.
And B10?
B10, same thing.
And B11?
Again, same.
And B12?
B12, again, same.
And B13?
Same.
Okay. And how much money are you losing on a daily basis by the motel being closed? On the east side?
On the east side alone, would say 25,000.
Is that per month?
per month, yes.
I understand. Nothing further.
Nothing further.
Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Cristobal. Could you identify yourself for the record?
Yes, my name is Cristobal Jauregui. I'm a general contractor out of Los Angeles, recently moved to the Winchester area. And on the 27th, I was called to,
Well, let me ask you, what company are you associated with?
well, I'm a general contractor myself,
And what's the name of the company?
Lagos Company, Lagos Construction Services.
And what's the address for the company?
I still have my Los Angeles address, 3024 Concord Avenue, Alhambra, California.
How long have you been in the contracting business?
About 30 years,
And your license
for 4 years. I've been a construction supervisor for the past 25 years.
by the state of California?
Supervisor, no. Licensed by the state of California for 3 years.
Okay.
Going on 4.
Okay. And you've never had your license revoked or anything, is
No,
that
sir.
correct? Okay. And can you tell us your relationship to the Ramona Motel?
I was just called in on the 27th, late Friday, to see if I was available to come out and board up the motel because there was a fire and there was homeless people.
Who called you? And who called you?
The insurance agency that provides the insurance for the motel.
Did you know Jay Nyack, who just testified before
No,
that
sir.
day? Never met him
Met him
before?
that day at the site.
So that's the first time you met him?
Sir,
And what about Carson Bakhta, the owner?
I met him a few days after.
So you've never known these gentlemen
No, sir.
before?
No.
And that's your first time out at the motel?
Yes.
And what happened when you went out there?
Well, it was chaotic. There was people waiting to be picked up with suitcases and things out the windows. Burnt debris outside room number 17. So what I did is I made a head count of the doors and windows because we were told to board everything up because there was red tags on all the doors, east, west, and north,
And
wings of the
who told you that?
The insurance agency, the lady Jay Pandya.
Okay.
Jay.
And then at that point, you boarded everything up?
No, I went back to the hardware store, picked up about 50 sheets of plywood, and came out. And then Jay told me that the fire department and investigators needed access to the burnt units to put hinges and locks on the doors and to make them accessible, so we don't have to physically remove the doors every time they needed to go in there. So we put hinges on a couple of the units, 17 and 17 only. The rest we boarded up, and we were told to only board up the windows that were broken and the doors that weren't working. The rest of the doors remained locked, so we locked them. So I ended up using about 20, 25 sheets of plywood, including patching or putting a sheet of plywood on the roof that the fire department put for the heat or smoke to escape.
So was that on the east side or west side that you were
The
doing?
west side,
West side.
the damage was on the west side, yes.
And did you see the east side?
Yes,
Did you
just
go-
the exterior, I didn't go inside.
Okay. Did it
On
look,
the-
on the outside, did it appear to have any damage to it?
There was a few windows and doors that were broken, so we boarded up a few doors and windows on the east side, on the north side, and then most of the west side.
Any fire damage that you saw?
On the north side and the east side, no, 0. There's a separation between the wings of, I'm gonna say 20 feet at least, between the north, the west, the north, and the east. There's a separation in the back of about 20 feet.
So you saw no damage there?
No, sir.
And what
No
about-
fire damage, no.
And what about the east side?
No, no fire damage, no.
Did you talk to any city officials while you were doing this?
No, sir.
And did you have any contact after you boarded up and did what you did on the 27th?
With the city officials, no, never.
And what about with Jay and Mr. Bakhta?
Every day that I was there, yeah.
And what did you observe or what did you learn?
Just damaged units and smoke, but I didn't do any inspections. I just boarded up what I was told. I was called out there several times because people kept breaking in, so we boarded up more rooms, boarded up the utility areas in the back because people were trying to steal copper and
So
things of.
is it fair to say the city closed the motel on the 27th? You know that, correct? It was red tagged.
I didn't read the tag, but it said, "Do not enter inhabited" or something like that, and it was red, so it's, yes, stay away.
But the city didn't board it up and homeless people were coming in and breaking in?
No, I was just told by Jay to come out and do additional damage control because people were breaking in and stealing stuff, so.
Okay. And is that the extent of your knowledge regarding the motel?
Yes, sir. I was asked by the insurance agency to provide a cost to expose the inside, remove the inside burnt furnishings and finishes so that the structural engineer can come out and do a analysis, observation of the feasibility of opening it up or building it, or, and the city to come out and do the same thing. But
And so as a contractor, your opinion, the motel can be brought up to code and reopened?
I wouldn't know on the west side, the east side, from what I saw from the outside, yes.
Okay. And how long would that take, from what you saw?
It looked fine to me, so it could be open tomorrow if the utilities were that the city permits it.
Okay, I have nothing further.
All right, sir. You indicated that you inspected the east side of the motel, yes?
I didn't inspect anything. I was just there boarding up. I was on the outside looking for broken windows, broken doors. I didn't, my only interaction with the inside, I picked my head in and yelled, "Anybody in here? Come out. We're gonna board up this place. I don't wanna," that was it. I turned off some of the lights because when we got there, the utilities were still on, or the electricity was still on. So turn off the lights, board it up, that's it.
Yeah, I appreciate your candor.
Yeah.
So you didn't look at the gas pipe on the east side, did you?
No, I saw the plumber there. The plumber was there working on the gas. I don't know what he was doing.
Okay. Did you,
Also, there was a in-house handyman or repair person that was there. He was figuring out the breakers and stuff for the electrical for the units that were fire damaged because the electricity was still on.
and did you look at the electrical room on the east side of the motel?
Just on the outside because there was a flimsy door there. So we were again, I was just doing a head count to see how many sheets of plywood I would need to board the place up. That was it. I didn't go and see if it was water or electricity or anything.
So you weren't really conducting a safety assessment on the east side, right? You were just looking to board.
Just for that much. Boards in the back where the vacant lot is and on the front. And there was some of those windows are broken, so just board them up, that was it.
I think you might have mentioned earlier that the scene was chaotic when you were there, right?
There was a lot of people, I don't know if it was people, tenants or guests that were there, but there was people, I saw people getting hugs and stuff, so people were getting picked up, so happy to see somebody come and get them. So I don't know if it was homeless people, because there was a lot of homeless there. But there was people getting picked up and, yeah, pretty chaotic.
Wait, are you saying homeless people were guests?
No, I don't know. When I was there was people standing around with suitcases, waiting to be picked up. There was animals, there were like people with dogs and stuff, so I don't know if there were transient people or there were people that were there, but there was people there more than just repair people but there was no city officials. The police came by later and did a round presence, but that was it. There was I didn't talk to anybody.
Did you say you thought there were tenants at this motel?
I don't know if there were tenants or not, but they were outside waiting to be picked up or something, or waiting for somebody or something, or for darkness to come. I don't know.
Well, would you agree the definition of a tenant is a long-term resident?
Or somebody, a guest at the hotel. I don't know the word to use. Maybe I used the wrong word, but people that were there with belongings. People putting stuff in their car, I don't know if people stealing or what. I'm not.
All right, nothing further.
Okay. Anything further? Okay, I would like to recall Officer Griffiths. Okay, so do you have the packet that was the property owner's exhibit, or is it Exhibit A?
No. Okay.
Okay, so the Exhibit A has, the first 3 pages is what I want to talk about first. So this is, do you recognize the document, Notice of Substandard Building, Order to Vacate, and Order to Abate Substandard Building?
Yes.
All right, and in the or the basis of the order to vacate was the lack of hot and cold running water to plumbing fixtures. Do you see that? That's
Yes.
point 1.
Yes.
All right. Now, I'm going to have you turn to within Exhibit A, I think it's page 5 and 6. So have you seen this document before?
5 and 6, I have not.
Okay. So were you aware that Southern California Gas had it looks like turned back on the gas at the time when you issued the notice?
No, I was not aware.
Would this have impacted your analysis in terms of making the decision that there was a need for a notice of substandard building in order to vacate?
Oh, the decision was made by the building official, Javier Nolasco, based upon his inspection on the 30th.
And I can look that up, but your signature on the notice is to reflect what?
I drafted the document, I took the photographs, and I relayed the information to the building official for his review
Okay.
and his signature, but he also conducted his own inspection on the 30th. And that is reflected It's reflected in, I believe it was the other posting. Let's see. Oh, it's reflected in the bold print on the first page
First page of what document?
of Exhibit A, where it says electrical system violations were observed by the building official on March 30th.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
May I recall Eric Smith?
Yes, please. Actually, wait, time out. Did you have any questions of her, like based upon what I asked?
So, Officer,
Officer, if you look at Exhibit A, pages 1 through 3,
Yes, sir.
so this notice of substandard building was given after you had already closed the motel, correct?
Yes.
And I think you testified earlier in your original testimony this was not an emergency, the notice of substandard building, is that correct?
There were two notices of substandard building, one for the fire damage side, one for the other. Initially, the temporary red tag was in place because of the lack of gas. However, upon the building official's inspection on the 30th, it involved additional violations that are mentioned under the posting.
Right, and the posting of this substandard building outside of what you had done originally was a standard substandard building notice, correct?
Notice of substandard building, yes.
Not emergency, correct?
Correct.
Nothing further.
All right, I'd like to recall Eric Smith. All right, Mr. Smith, I'm handing you Exhibit A and want you to look at Exhibit A of the appellant's exhibits. I want you to look at page 5. Does that appear to be some type of notice from SoCalGas?
Yeah, this is an Edison ticket. We see them all the time. I mean, people have, they give this all the time. SoCal will come out and do stuff for you. I mean, homeowners, anybody.
Now, as a building inspector, would seeing something like that change your decision to issue a red tag or a notice of substandard building?
Absolutely not. See, because when we shut off the gas, I mean, the building official told Erica, shut off the gas, okay? They contact Edison, they shut off the gas. That triggers something and says the gas needs to be shut off. If you make any changes or if you even just touch a gas meter, you have to pull a permit. I don't care what you do to it, because you're opening it up and you're messing with the gas meter. You're making a reconnection. We even have inspections for if somebody wants a new water heater. Just for example, water heater needs to be inspected and a gas test needs to be done. So just having SoCalGas come out and give you a little ticket saying, yeah, it's good, the work was done good, you still need to have it inspected by the city. It needs to be pressure tested, which is the most important. I know the guy who said he did the work did a pressure test on his own, okay? Which alarmed me, because when you do a pressure test, you're only supposed to pump in 15 pounds of air. If you pump more than 15 pounds of air, you loosen the gaps and stuff, you're loosening all the pressure in the lines. You're actually making it worse. You're only allowed to pump a gas line up with 20 pounds max, okay? And that, you hold the gauge, and the gauge has to hold at 15 pounds, and it's gotta hold there for 5 minutes. And if it starts leaking down, the gauge starts leaking down, there's a leak somewhere. So I don't know how long he held it for, but once you pump a gas line with 50 pounds of air, you're actually making it worse. But anyway, these are very common, but it doesn't give you the right to go ahead and open up the gas again.
And in fact, the decision to issue the red tag and this notice involved more than just the gas issue.
Yeah, correct. Javier was shocked that they turned the gas back on, and he was shocked that all this went down. He was like, because that's what the special inspection was for. We go look at everything, we test everything, that's what it's about. This is just a notice from SoCal saying, yeah, we have seen it and it's good to go. Doesn't give you the authority to turn your gas on. Should have been inspected first. First thing and foremost was should have been inspected first.
All right, nothing further.
Okay, I have a few questions. So on the Exhibit A, page 1, subsection 1, it says that the basis of the substandard building, it says lack of hot and cold running water or plumbing fixtures. So the fact that the gas company basically turned back on the hot water, then that basis would be functionally addressed. Is that an accurate statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So but what you're saying is that there remains issues with the gas line because the gas line hadn't been sufficiently vetted. Is that accurate?
Exactly.
All right. And but that basis is not listed on the document that was submitted.
Correct. I mean, everybody's saying, well, did you see the gas line? Did anybody ever see the gas line? The gas line, I saw it for the first time. It's painted white, so I don't know what that thing is, if it's a piece of PVC or what it is. After the fire, and I went and looked at it with Javier or whatever, then we noticed it was a gas line going over the roof. okay? It can be legal, it can be grandfathered, but it cannot go over an opening like that. It's just impossible to go over a point of egress like that. That cannot happen. It's in the code book. I can give you copies or whatever you need, but you cannot go over a point of egress unless it's really super high and it's braced and it's enclosed in a protective casing. That's the only way you can run a gas line over something like that. This thing is just sitting up on the roof, just dangling there, and it's been like that for years. And we never noticed it because we never saw it. It's painted white, we don't even know what it is.
And then, but there was another level of violation or grounds for the substandard building was also the electrical wiring. Is that reflected in subsection 2?
Yes, Your Honor, once we went there and we started noticing things, that's when we started noticing a bunch of things. So it's actually a good thing that this fire happened, because it actually brought everything to our attention. The electrical room with the wires, yes, that needs to be fixed. The water heaters that are installed above the water meters, those all need to be fixed. And I was gonna give him a notice. I talked to the owner about it. I was gonna give him a notice on that when I did my special inspection report, but we never got to do that.
And then, so with in isolation, the electrical wiring, would that be grounds for a red tag?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's my question. Do you have
Thank
anything
you.
you want to ask him?
So looking at pages 5 and 6, the Southern California Gas
Yep.
notices, all I want to know is, were you aware of it?
I was not aware of this at all.
You know if the city was aware of it?
I thought the building official was aware of this, and he was surprised to see this. It's
When was-
basically going around the city is what you're doing. You're going around the city
When did
today.
he become aware of it, as far as?
Today.
He never knew about it before?
I never knew about it.
Yeah. Did anybody at the city know about it?
I was told by Javier about this
When were you told?
before, like, a week and a half ago.
So, as far as Javier was telling you that he knew about it, when did he find out? What did he tell you when he found out about it?
When did he tell me he found out about it?
When did he tell you when he found out about it?
He found out from when they turned the gas back on.
And that was what day?
I think it was after the fire, like 30th or something, 31st.
Before this, Javier closed it completely.
Right.
So he did know about this. Do you know if Javier contacted Southern California Gas Company?
We contact Southern California Edison when we go to turn it back on, and we never got a chance to do that because somebody else had gone in there and turned it on and did the work to it.
But did he contact them why he turned it on, why they turned it
No,
on?
we were told not to do anything on the project for now. We were told stop.
Who told you that?
Everybody, the building official told us to stop, not to go there, no more inspections, no more nothing.
Okay, but nobody contacted Southern California Gas why they turned the gas
No, it
on?
doesn't matter if they turned it back on or not.
I understand, but I'm just saying, did you contact or did anybody contact them why
No,
they turned
there's
it
no
on?
need to contact them
So you know why they turned it back on?
because this is the way to get around going to the building department. You get SoCal Gas to say the work was complete, the work was completed, you can turn your gas back on.
So they turned it
They're
on?
assuming that you've got a permit for it. They're assuming you're going to let us know to go out and inspect it before you turn it back on.
Do you know, you had no conversations with Southern California Gas? Javier had no
Absolute-
conversations?
absolutely not.
So you don't know why they turned it back on?
Well, it says here because it was put back together correctly, which is the meter, not the lines, none of that stuff.
So other than what you see there, you have no actual information from them?
No need to.
And I'm not asking about your opinion, I'm just asking about the Southern California Gas. You have nothing, as far as you know, why Southern California turned it back on other than those 2 pages?
No.
Nothing.
Anything further?
No.
Anything further? All right. So I'll take the matter under submission, and then I'll give a formal written ruling. I don't remember what the timeline is off the top of my head, but I'll comply with whatever that is.
I'll check with Elodie after.
Okay. Is it 10 days? A little tight, but okay. but yeah, I'll get the ruling to you within the next 10 days. All right. Thank you for your time.
Nice meeting you, sir.
Pleasure.
Thank you.